Okay, I'm just going to analyse a game which I played yesterday. As you can see, it's against a player rated at 2200, and yeah, I'm analysing this because I'm quite proud of it, but also it's in one of my favourite openings, and in one of the favourite openings of my mate Ben, the Goring Gambit, which he has a very good course about. Yeah, it's a great opening for intermediate and beginner players. I've got to say that I play a great deal of correspondence chess, and when I play correspondence chess, I don't go for the 2 pawns sacrifice variation of the Goring Gambit. I only sacrifice 1 pawn when playing correspondence, because good players will just take those 2 pawns and just play super safe and super solid, and not let you get anything. And here my very good opponent tries to play super safe and super solid, but misses a couple of important details. So e4, best by test. He plays e5, I bring out the knight, and he brings out his knight, and I play the Scotch game. He takes it, and c3 signals the Goring Gambit. He takes, and I go for the double pawn sacrifice variation. You've taken a pawn, be my guest, take another. And he does. And now, as we see, I've got one, two, three pieces in well-developed positions, all pointing at his king side. He's got one piece developed. Also, queen here might be a powerful threat. Queen here might be a powerful threat, and queen here might be a powerful threat. So he tries to address that imbalance immediately by bringing out a piece with tempo, with check, which is good. But it allows me to bring out another piece to block it. Okay, you might say that piece is pinned, but that's not relevant. So he brings out his knight. Now, I'm pretty sure that here the computer will be recommending that you play e5, and it's not a bad move. Sorry, the computer will be recommending that you castle. It's not a bad move. I just like to play e5 to give them the opportunity to go wrong. Yeah. And how can they go wrong? Well, I think this is one of the ways in which they can go wrong. Because I take the pawn, he takes the pawn, I take the queen, he takes the pawn, and I take the pawn, and I'm threatening the rook. You might think, yeah, but he's just going to get that pawn back, is he? I just come into play immediately with the queenside castling. If he takes the pawn, then I move the knight and attack the bishop, and at the same time attack the rook. So he can't just take the pawn. No, that's the point of the queenside castle. I mean, no, all my 4 pieces. All right, the rook isn't in play yet, but he's going to be when I play rook to e1 check, and all my remaining pieces are active. He hasn't got any well-placed active pieces, and okay, I've got 5 pawns against 6. I'm a pawn down for that, but I've also got a passed pawn on the 7th, which is about to be supported. So I could have just played rook to e1 check. I think that would have worked just as well, but instead I play knight to d5 to threaten the bishop. But it comes with another threat, which he has completely missed, which is knight to f6 check. He can't come to f8 because of the pawn, so he would have to come here, and then I take the knight, and lo and behold, he's forced to go back to where he came from, because if he comes forward, I'll mate him here, and then the knight comes out again and says check, and then I get a new queen, and I'm a queen and rook up. So yeah, short but sweet. But I'll just take the game review and see how much the fish laughs at my delusions of grandeur in this game. Actually, the fish is fairly impressed. 97.2. No brilliancies, but no mistakes, no misses, no blunders. Played like a 2600 player. Of course, I played like a grandmaster there. Come on. No, not really. But, you know, it shows how easy it is to play in these good aggressive positions. You have to be careful. You have to do it properly. But yeah. Okay, so we'll start the review. He plays, I play e4, best by test. Where none of us are arguing with Fisher here. The man was a genius. Even if he was a flawed genius, he was a genius. So development is what counts. We're in the opening. I'll bring out a piece. Yeah. The other thing that counts in the opening is the center. So I'm trying to dominate in the center. He takes the pawn. Okay. Yeah. I'll go back to my idea. Development is what counts. Take my pawn and I'll develop my knight. So he takes my pawn and no, I'll develop my bishop instead. Take another pawn if you want. And he takes another pawn and it's all book moves. And you can see that I'm 2 pawns down, but according to the almighty fish, I'm minus 0.38, less than half a pawn down in terms of the evaluation. And I'm 2 pawns down in the actual position. This means effectively that I am 1.5 pawns up in the position. My position is 1.5 pawns better than my opponent's position. Obviously, if he gets all these pieces out quickly enough and manages to slow down my advantages, his 2 pawns will count. He will win because of those 2 pawns. There's no doubt about it. So, he plays bishop to b4, a book move. My position is no worse because of that. Well, it's not a book move, but it's the best move. Why it's not a book move, I don't know. Yeah, it's best, and still, this doesn't change anything about the evaluation. And this is the best. Still doesn't change anything about the evaluation. And e5 is an inaccuracy. Win material through an eventual pin. Okay, show follow-up. Yeah. That was the idea, that he should play that, yeah. But you know, is that really winning material? Yeah. I'm very happy if I end up in this position. Very happy. So, yeah. But he didn't see that plan. That's why it recommends that you castle. But he knew that d5 was the correct move. The opponent's move wins your bishop, yeah? But it wins my bishop for his knight. Yeah, I'll take. It was a mess. He should have taken with the queen, of course, and exploited the position of the knight. But he didn't. And then I say that's best. And now I'm 0.83 up. I'm more than nearly a pawn up, even although I've got 5 pawns against 7. 2 pawns down, nearly a pawn up in the evaluation. That means that my position is 3 pawns better than his position. And of course it is. He takes with the knight, and I take. Prevents my opponent from castling, keeps the king in the centre. And he attacks the pawn. It's good. The best was probably to castle the other way. Yeah. Yeah. But it's 0.3 of a pawn worse. And it just means that rook to e1 is a very strong threat immediately. And so, yeah. I don't know why. It says that best was to take the pawn, but then okay. Knight to d5, show follow up. Knight to d5. Oh, of course he does that, check. Yeah, of course. I need to defend the pawn, and then I need to defend this pawn, so yeah, Okay. I don't win the bishop, the rook there. Okay, fair enough. But I don't do that anyway. He does bishop to d7. I don't understand. I think bishop to d6, knight to e6, knight to e6, both would have been reasonable moves. But of course, no. I'm coming to instead of think d5 was a great move. I'll just go back and see what it thinks about rook to e1. It's a miss. It's not as good because it can block it with the knight. So that's good. So instead I play this, threatening the bishop. He should then play knight to a bishop to d7. Oh no, he should just take the pawn and give up the rook. Okay, yeah, fair enough. But he doesn't. He comes back with his bishop. I think he can support his bishop and mate in 7. I invite you to find the mate in 7 yourself. I didn't see as far as a mate in 7. I just seen as far as winning the rook and then coming back with the knight and then getting a new queen. That's what I'd seen in this position. So I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I'm winning the rook anyway, and he hasn't anything to play for here. But I invite you to find the mate in 7 yourself. I'm not here to do all the work for you. I'm here to encourage you to think about chess in a better way. Improve your chess thinking. That's the point of my coaching, is that you improve your chess thinking, and it won't be improved by me acting like the fish and telling you what the mate in the 7 is there. Find it for yourself. Yeah. Okay, don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment on my videos. Thanks. Bye.